You know, there are a lot of books in this series.
Which series is that?
Well, this series. Actually, you know what? These fandoms of yours that you keep talking about, they have lots of books in all of them.
Yes, that's part of any fandom. There's books, there's movies, there's games. Most fandoms have it all. Alright, before we begin this week's episode, I want to take a moment and take a look at how I got here. Not the physical location, mind you. That's easy. I walked to the kitchen where at the moment I'm writing this part of the show. Hey, when inspiration hits you, when the moment is there, you just go with it. Now, if you're a newcomer to the show, first of all, welcome. And don't forget to subscribe and like below. But let me catch you up. We are talking about escapism this season, and right now we are in the middle of fandoms. Like the Dream episodes, feel free to go back and watch them, they're on the playlist. They require more than just one episode to be examined correctly. But okay, I digress. For me, as I have mentioned before, Star Wars is my fandom. Bring balance to the Force? How can Anakin be the chosen one? He did bring balance to the Force. It's just a silly Jedi who thought balance meant that the light side would be on top. They forgot what balance means. It's really just a teeter-totter. I'll let that sink in for a moment. Welcome to the Chronicles of Geek. Live long, prosper, share the Force with everyone while you join Ish and myself, Damon Roth, the geek from the north, this week while we escape again for Fandom, the sequel. And don't forget to like and subscribe below. Star Wars for me is my life.
Is that why on any given day of the week there is a 78.2942% chance that you will wear a Star Wars t-shirt?
Never tell me the odds. I saw my first movie, A New Hope, at the very mature age of 3, in the theater somewhere on a military base in Lahr, Germany. I have a memory of my dad staring at the screen and him making a comment to the friend that he was sitting next to that he could fix them faster. By the way, he was a heavy-duty mechanic that specialized in emergency vehicle repairs in inhospitable environments. Now, since that first movie, I have consumed Star Wars as it has been produced. I saw the Christmas special on TV, not the Lego one, the other one, and I still encourage people to watch it, especially when they complain about the sequels or the prequels. I was there the day Thrawn, thank you Mr. Zahn, brought Star Wars back from the blink of obscurity. I was there for the travesty of the novel Darksaber. Not Kevin J. Anderson's best work. Read it. It's interesting. Short premise, a Hutt acquires the plans for the Death Star. What could possibly go wrong? The original Kylo Ren was Jason. It doesn't matter which canon, Skywalker kids have always been an issue. But enough history of Star Wars. It's huge. It's the fandom, however, that led me here. I was on a Star Wars page, actually, or a Geek something something page, and I saw a post. And now I do this. And why is that important? Well, I have a TBI, a traumatic brain injury, or a lifelong concussion from a work accident, which was an elephant diabolically disguised as an elevator gate from 1904, which bounced off the top of my head, about 2 years ago. And creating for Geek News Now has given me an outlet to help me fix my broken brain. This show is the goal I strive for each week. Achieving the goal has helped rebuild my confidence, my desire to do things, and as such has helped my wife and I successfully navigate not only my disability, but the pandemic. Being able to geek out with all of you is simply, for this Geek of the North, the therapy that I need to succeed. This is an example where fandoms have done good. And no, I'm not going to bother to jump down the fandoms are bad hole We already know that. We have all experienced it, and we all know far too well the negative. So no, today I'm only going to focus on the positive, or the mostly positive. And with Star Wars, there has been way more positive. Now, yes, if you hang out in some of the Facebook groups, you'll see your fair share of negativity, but that, unfortunately, is the name of the game right now and is not limited to this particular fandom. It stretches right across every single one. But beyond that, when you look at the actual true fans, the fans who, if they don't like a particular movie, just don't watch it. It's a simple concept. Heck, I have read most of my Star Wars books more than once. Some fall apart. The Yushang Vaughn storyline? Once and only once. Real fans, in my opinion, don't care about what's in what timeline or who shot who first. It was Han. Okay, that one's not negotiable. I was there, remember. But real fans build their own headcanons. The stories that they love will just fit together.
What's your headcanon?
Me? Well, I just took a lore item out of the Old Republic multiplayer game, now in year 10. Have you ever heard of the Internal Empire or the Rakata? Now, rumor has it that they found a way to bend space-time using the Force to create, wait for it, multiple timelines. Yes, that is my headcanon. It is why the other timeline is just simply called The Legends.
Randall Quizzlematic. All right, humans, it is once again time for the Randall Quizzlematic quiz part of the show. I know this is your absolute favorite part of the show because it is hosted by myself, Ish. So, question number 1. Fandom, the sequel, is a play on what movie parody duology from the early 1980s? Hint, Shatner makes an appearance in number 2, and don't just call me Shirley. Who's Shirley? I really should watch these movies. Really should. Randall, Quizzlematic 2. Now, humans, I'm going to ask an actual serious question here, because as much as I make fun of this human that I live with here, he's actually been nice to me and doesn't make me do anything that is too strenuous. So, serious question. TBIs, traumatic brain injuries, affect how much of the population of the United States of America? Is it A, 5%, B, 10%, C, 12.3%, or D, the actual number is unknown?
On December 8, 1931, coaxial cable, marketed as a simple invention which has set the stage for transatlantic telephone, is issued a U.S. patent number US 1835031A. This new technology has been forecasted to eventually deliver the gift of ubiquitous telephony, television, and webs. Coaxial cable was actually first used in 1858 and was the foundation technology of the first transatlantic cable installation. One or two of you uber nerds out there would know that its theory wasn't described until 1888 by English physicist, engineer, and mathematician Oliver Heaviside. The American patent for the concentric conducting system was filed by inventors Epsiel Lloyd and Herman A. Appel. This tidy piece of technology will indeed change the world and will remain king until, holy geez bees, a glass fiber will conquer the world. I cannot believe it. What's next? Somebody will try to tell me that Canadians will develop two-way communications over microwaves. From 1931, this is the Chronicles of Geek. Flashback News.
Randall Quizzlematic, question number 3. The host network for this show, this is an easy one, the host network for this show is which of the following? A, GNN, Geek News Nebula. B, GNN, Geeks Now Nebula. C, GNN, Geek News Now.
Last week, we started down a path of a theory regarding Star Wars and how many of us may be looking at the saga from a certain point of view. Basically, we may be missing the Rancor in the room. Now, to recap, we have agreed that the Force is real in Star Wars and that there are good and bad people. In addition, we have now established historical point number 1 established in canon. There are trained and in some cases untrained individuals in the galaxy that can navigate hyperspace by utilizing a unique gift, with evidence so far pointing to the Force. Now, remember the Chiss have this narrowed down to what they call third sight. What wasn't mentioned last week is that the Chiss also have something called second sight, which is basically minor Force abilities of telekinesis and telepathy. And you can find this reference in the Thrawn Ascendancy novel Chaos Rising and a couple of the other Thrawn canon books. Now, this is a major variation for what most of us assume is how things work in the Star Wars universe. Many of us have assumed that only droids had the ability to navigate through hyperspace. However, there have been examples of this throughout the Legends universe as well, not just current canon. Jorus Kaboth, the insane clone of Jedi Master Jorus Kaboth, and I have no idea how to say either of those names, so I'm just going with it. But they are all the way back in Heir to the Empire, Timothy Zahn's first novel for Star Wars way back in '93. Now, back in this novel, both the original master and the clone had a unique ability to help guide ships through hyperspace.
Wait, does that mean Thrawn is just bringing back legend stuff through the new novels? Is that the theory?
Good guess-ish, but no, that's not a theory. In my opinion, that's fact. But as for the theory, from the novel Chaos Rising, an excerpt. Page 275. The warrior, Cherie, and Thrawn were waiting for. The scene was in no great hurry. Thrawn and Cherie had been waiting 3 days when the silvery ship Duja had talked about appeared. It disappeared into the trees a fair distance from a settlement built in and around the group of black stone or wooden spires. A few hours later, Durja's ship rose from the forest and headed away, pursued briefly and uselessly by a couple of the planet's patrol ships. Cherie waited for the Nubian to follow it, but the big silver ship remained hidden. And then, again, nothing. Thrawn spent the day studying all the information he could find on the planet, which Cherie learned was named Batu, and giving her more piloting exercises with the control boards in the simulator mode. Cherie, for her part, ran the exercises over and over, and over and over again. Thrawn hadn't actually said so, but she had a strong suspicion that when the expected warrior arrived, Thrawn would be leaving the scout ship in her hands. When that happened, she was determined not to let him down. And then, even as she was privately about to give up hope, there he was. Unidentified ship, this is General Anakin Skywalker of the Galactic Republic, the pilot said over the scout ship speaker, the Mezkoff. The words a little mangled, but mostly correct. You are intruding on Republic equipment and interfering with the Republic mission. I order you to pull back and identify yourself. I greet you, Thrawn said in turn. Did you give your name as General Skywalker? Thrawn caught Cherie's eye as he touched the mute button. Interesting coincidence, he commented. Cherie nodded. The pilot had spoken the word as if it was his name. But probably he just messed up the language. Okay, did you catch the reference? In the Chiss universe, we talked last week about the children who have third sight. These are generally female, the children, and they are able to navigate hyperspace by third sight. But they are given the honorific Skywalker. That is not a theory. It appears throughout the Thrawn novels. In the Chiss ascendancy, their greatest treasure, some may argue, literally has the name Skywalker. And it was this moment in time that Thrawn has the first inkling that something was up in the galaxy. And historical point number 2 is just that. One of the longest and most stable governments in the galaxy, spanning thousands of years and multiple versions of Sith empires and galactic republics, Legends canon, new canon, doesn't matter, has always, or at least as far as we can tell, called their navigators the same name as 2 iconic characters in Star Wars, being Anakin and his son Luke. Now, one of the other things that we are told in both versions of canon is that Anakin is the best star pilot the galaxy has ever seen, and his son Luke has the ability to fly X-Wings, crop dusters, whatever, like nobody's business. They both can fly around turbo blaster shots. And there's multiple references to them doing this in both the comics and the novels in either canon. Skywalker in the Star Wars universe is both a noun and a verb.
Randall Quizomatic, question 4. For 10 points. Are we even doing points anymore? Some of these have points and some of them don't have a million points. Question 4 for 1 million points. What color are the Chiss? But that's way too simple. These questions are all over the map. Maybe I should look them up myself or something next time. This is like, some are hard, some are simple. I don't know.
Okay, I'm going to take a moment and leave Star Wars. The other day, my wife and I were going for a roller skate. We like to do that from time to time. And yes, for those of you who are not in the know, roller skating, invented way back in the mid-1800s here, like 1870 something, has enjoyed a massive unexpected comeback during the pandemic. Go figure. People like to roll. Anyways, we're out and skating about, and I come across a form of escapism that we have talked about. Music. In a park. One artist, all alone. There was random people listening here and there. Remember, it's a pandemic. But there were no crowds. Because where I'm from, we can't do that yet. But there they were, doing what they love. Okay, now, again, taking a break from the normal type of geek that we do, we're going to throw something a little bit different in here, a little bit out there. This is something that myself, my wife, and one of my friends just kind of threw together. Anyways, just an excerpt. Remember, at the end of the day, we're all just geeks, sitting on a couch and connected.
Oh, now Chris Jericho's controlling the turnbuckle.
Jericho don't need no turnbuckle. Not that he wouldn't use it. Is that a fork? A spork?
Where are they finding them?
They just brought it in. It's coming from their pockets, their pants, their underwear.
The butt?
Very well could be. 2 of these guys apparently have done jail time, or 3 of these guys. I mean, that's what the backs say. That's. Oh my goodness! They're going to
Fake
fork the
blood.
guy.
Fake
They're
blood.
going to fork the guy. Oh, they
Fake
just forked him.
blood.
And you are right. That does look a lot like ketchup.
That looks pretty fake.
There's partial cage.
And Jericho's heading up to get somebody who ended up on top of there. It looks like it might have been the first dude who was out there.
Okay, there's still 4 members of each team in the cage, which is now definitely a cage,
And this
except for
guy
Jericho.
looks real scared.
And I'm not sure who this guy of the Pinnacle is, but he is not happy. And oh my goodness, are we going to see? No. They're not going to do it. There's no way they're going to do it. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about.
They're not going to do it
Oh,
here.
no. Oh! The walls of Jericho! On top of the cage! Tap! Bend him like a pretzel! Oh, he low blows him! The only way out of the walls of Jericho. And in any other match, that would be illegal. But not this one. Perfectly fine.
Randall Quizomatic, question number 5. There's a lot of Star Wars around this week. Any idea of why? Okay, Human, I have already told you I'm new to this planet and I have no idea that you humans take this made-up holiday so seriously. I mean, sure, it's a great show, but an entire sequence of days turned into funny puns? Oh, wait. It's all about the coins, isn't it? Ah. Rando, Quizomatic results. Okay, humans, that's the 5 questions for today. So, as always, let us pursue the answer book to see what the answers are. And yes, this time I wrote them down so I would not forget what they were. I just have to find, hang on, I lost my paper. Human, I lost the paper.
This week's Randall Quizzlematic is brought to you by MetallicDiceGames.com. If you need dice or other gaming devices, use the code GNN and bound on over to our favorite little gaming site on the net for 10% off all your gaming needs.
Thank the maker that I pushed hard enough for the answers to go on to the next page of this writing thingy. Hard writing has its perks. Alright, question number 1. What movie duology was the woman referring to? The answer is Airplane. An Airplane, the sequel. Question 2. The actual number is unknown. Nobody knows how many people actually have concussions. Question 3. Oh my, my list, my backup list is, do you have it there? My paper and pen, you think they would come up with something to replace it by now? The answer's there, Question 4. Blue. Question 5. May the 4th be with you. It's Star Wars Day. May the 4th is Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. And then Revenge of the 5th and Revenge of the 6th and a bunch of other Senate 8, I am the 8th or something. I don't know. It's all over the interweb. Just go have a look. There you go, humans. Hope you did good or whatever I am supposed to say. Until next week, keep asking yourself random questions to keep improving your brain capacity. Alrighty, I am out of here.
What's up, Doc? Shiny. To infinity and beyond. I love it when a plan comes together. Damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor, not your personal MacGyver. Oh, bother. She's his lobster. It's going to be legend. Wait for it. Part of the journey is the end. Dairy. All of those and millions of more are catchphrases that are instantly recognizable to their fandoms. The fans just know them. It's the same of the opening bars of your song from your favorite band, or something as simple as, did you finish it? Of course you did. Fandoms create their own mini universes. Communities, some would say, but universes all onto their own. Sometimes complete with their own languages. Apparently, you have not experienced Shakespeare until you have heard it in its original Klingon form. Seriously, that's a thing. What fandoms simply give us is a different F word. And no, it's not the one that you are thinking of. No, it's a word that you have probably never heard of before. It's a word that, as far as I know, that my spouse made up. Wait for it. It will be... But again, fandoms. Ish?
Yes, officially, by my official definition, a fandom is A. A group where people who like similar things together in an environment where they can exist in the same location while sharing the things they like. B. In addition, they are granted the ability, some say magical, some say from within, to transform themselves into a closer representation of what they truly want, their actual persona, their personality, in their current human avatar form.
I'm not sure if that's the actual definition, but I like it, because it's true. Fandoms let us be who we want to be, in whatever universe it comes from. My friends and family know that I do not want to be a Sith Lord. Far too pretty to allow Force corruption to ravage me. Nor do I want to be a Jedi. No, I literally want to be the cross between Han Solo and Captain Mal. Heck, my fandom goes so deep that I even wore out the t-shirt. Fandoms, a made-up word that is now real from the words fandom and kingdom, are simply, like my spouse would say, fandoms are family. Friends that are your chosen family. Until next time, I'm Damon Roth, the Geek from the North, here escaping with you on the Chronicles of Geek on the Geek News Now Network. So don't forget to subscribe and like below, and as always, my friends, stay safe, stay brave, and most of all, stay geeky.